This part now can make or break your application. Make sure you do proper planning and savings. No joke. Because this is where, especially if you're gonna be coming with your child and spouse and all of that, you're gonna write it. Hi guys, welcome back to your girl's channel. Yes, welcome back to my channel. So for those who don't know me, for those who are new, my name is Zanice. I'm an international student here in Canada. Well, I recently graduated after completing my course as an international student. I am also a mom to an awesome boy, yes, which is here with me. And you know, I'm also an international nurse, and I am just this bubbly person, you know, this nice young lady here on my journey to fulfilling my Canadian dreams. Yes, so stick around and you guys will get to know me more, but this is not the main reason for this video right now. As you guys see the title, y'all know that today I'm gonna be spilling, well, let's say I'm gonna be sharing some facts and some do's and don'ts on how you can write a successful letter of explanation, or also known as a statement of purpose letter, for your Canadian study permit. So first and foremost though, I want to put out this disclaimer. I am not an immigration consultant. I am not an immigration consultant. On this channel, I share my journey, or let's say parts of my journey, and with this information that I'm about to share with you guys, it's not for you guys to take it as legal advice, or let's say immigration consultant advice, really. Though I used an immigration consultant partially in my process, yes, but you guys, this should be like a guideline, and you guys go and do your due diligence of research for yourselves so you can understand the process and be as safe as possible. I used an immigration consultant with parts of my process, but I was very involved in my process just the same as well. You might see me looking down because I'm either looking on my phone or a paper that I have some jottings, let's say my book that I have some jottings on, because I don't want to miss the key areas that I need to include in this video. Okay, also I might look over here because I'm looking at my computer screen where my study plan or my statement of purpose letter is basically there on the computer. So yeah, anyways, let's get right into it. So what is a letter of explanation? So according to IRCC, a letter of explanation is a letter that helps the visa officer to understand you and your goals. It explains why you want to study in Canada and that you understand your responsibilities as a student. You should include this letter if you decide to apply for a study permit, even if you don't have to get a study permit for your program. Okay, I'm also gonna be linking it in the description of this video, so you guys can go on the IRCC's website and use that as your source of real solid and factual information, because that's where I always get my guidance from whenever I'm doing anything immigration regarding and stuff. So there you can go and get more information. Basically, your letter of explanation is your letter that you write to immigration to tell them your intent to come to Canada to study, why, and how you're gonna be able to fund yourself, and when you finish, how you're gonna go back home and, you know, work and how it's gonna help you and all that stuff. This letter, it can be quite intimidating, scary, frustrating and stuff, but please don't get discouraged. Don't beat yourself too much. Just sit down, take your time, be very patient with yourself, and get a checklist. At the end, I'm gonna also list some key points that you should include in your checklist when you're doing this letter as well. Okay, so remember, I am someone that I'd beaten up myself as it relates to this thing, because I always hear a lot of people saying, you know, like it's a monster in the room, and after doing it I realized, like, wow, I never needed to beat up myself that much, you know. I just needed to be more patient with myself and take some time out, and that's another reason why I used a consultant, because I was not sure That was one of the main thing why I chose a consultant, because I did not want to make any mistakes or anything. But as I said, your girl is here to share some tips with you and share some key points or some key stuff that you need to include into your letter of explanation. Anyways, my first tip though, please be as honest as possible. Please remember everything you tell immigration. Like for me, I've been a visitor and all of that stuff, and it's like every time I'm doing something regarding Canadian immigration or whatever, is like I have to always try to remember, and it's like they're always asking you a bag of questions. So always, please be truthful as possible, and remember, keep a log or something. Please try to remember everything that you tell immigration. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first paragraph of your your letter of explanation, you're basically gonna be having like say 4 to 5 paragraphs. You don't want it to be more than 2 pages long, because immigration have thousands, maybe millions, but thousands of applications going through. They don't have the time to sit down and go through your 5 pages and all of that, and especially when it's filled with a lot of irrelevant stuff. So please be as brief as possible. Ensure that you have the most important stuff that need to sell you to immigration, and let them know that okay, this is a candidate that needs to, you know, get his or her chance to come and study. Yeah, if you get what I mean. Yes. Anyways, so that's gonna be your first paragraph, your study plan. So your study plan now, it's gonna include, so like for me, let me just say, okay, so you're heading, remember this is a formal document you're gonna be writing, so you're gonna want to have today's date or whichever date on it. You're gonna want to have the address to immigration wherever you're gonna be sending it to. Like for me, I did my application from within Canada, so I had a different address. But if you're in your home country, you're gonna, or outside of Canada, you're gonna know what's that visa application center that you're gonna be submitting your documents, so you will be able to write the address there, and then you're gonna be like their visa officer, and then you're saying, okay, you're introducing yourself briefly. So who you are: I am Zanice Gale, I am so and so that wants to okay, let me just read. I am applying for a study permit to pursue the personal support worker program at Durham College. I have been accepted for May 2022 and paid the first term tuition fee of $8,156. I am currently in Canada, you know, whatever, da 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 da, where I'm staying, whatever. So that was just my starting of my application. You don't need to go around the corner and whatever. You just need to be straightforward and be as factual as possible. Remember, you're selling yourself to immigration, just like when you're selling yourself in an interview. You're selling yourself, not that selling that some of you might be thinking, but yeah, selling yourself to immigration to say, okay, I am this candidate that of all the thousands you have that have applied, I'm the one that qualifies and should get the opportunity to come and study. I said it's key to include that you've paid your first tuition as well. I would implore that most or all of you, if possible, at least pay your first term tuition fee and include that, both a proof, and also write it in your letter that you have done so. So you know, it can help to show that, oh, you're determined and you really want this opportunity, you mean business. Okay, I did mine. I had the guidance of an immigration consultant, yes, but at the same time, I think it should help. It should help. It should show them you have some level of interest, you know. Yes. And then now you're gonna say, when you start, as you had heard in mine, I told them when I'm gonna be starting and what program it was. If you're gonna be staying with your family or friends, family member or friends or whatever, you can include it there. That also will help to kind of reduce how much you have to show when it comes on to another section that I'm going to be coming up with, your proof of funds, when I get to that section. Yes. Also, you can say, okay, so then you're gonna tell them why you chose the program, why you chose Durham College, or for me, I chose Durham College. I'm gonna say why I chose Durham College, or you say why you chose whichever college you chose. What are your future plans? Oh, this will doing this course or program will help you in the future. Why didn't you do it back in your home country? Like, so why Canada? Why the school that you went to, that you want to go to? Why not in your country or somewhere else, another country or whatever? This is where you can include to say, okay, it's cheaper here to study here in Canada. If it's cheaper, you can say, oh, the experience here, you want to experience Canada's culture. I had included that I attended their virtual open house and I liked the interaction. I liked how the program sounded. I liked, those little things, whatever that interests you. Also, I stated that I've traveled here before and I liked here, and this is the reason why I think studying here would be such a great opportunity and how safe it is, especially if you're coming with your kids and stuff. You can say Canada is safe for kids or safe for you and studying with your child and those stuff, yes, stuff like that. Also, you should be able to tell like, oh, your current profession is gonna link or intertwine with this program that you're gonna be taking, even though some people will have career shifts, because a lot of persons reach out to me to say, oh, they want to switch their career or they want to do the PSW program, but they're coming from a business background or some other background or whatever, but they want to cross over like me. I am an international nurse, but I decided to do the PSW program, and I just stated why and how it would have helped me, and given me a competitive edge and those stuff. Yes, so know how to fix it and make it sound proper and logical, okay? Yes. Also, if you have any study gaps, this is where you will include your study gaps as well, or like your work history and those stuff. Yes, you can include that as well. It will, how will it help when you get back home? It will help you to get a better position. It will help you in terms of business, like you will be able to start your own business after gaining this knowledge and experience, those stuff. Second paragraph, family and other ties to Jamaica or second paragraph. Oh my god, did I just say that? Family and other ties to Jamaica or whichever country you're from, and like proof that those family members are relying on you to come back home, and those stuff. In this section, if you guys have your spouse and your child and you want your child to come with you and your spouse and whatever, you don't have to include in your letter of explanation that you want them to come. They're gonna be coming with you. You can use that at a later date. You can let them come at a later date. You can use your spouse in the letter to say, okay, your spouse is gonna be back home, or your child and spouse is gonna be back home, and let them just join you at a later date. That is somewhat smoother and easier, okay? I was also advised of saying, if you have any assets back home, if you have any properties, any businesses, any insurance policies, yes, your insurance policies, I included every single insurance policy I have. Every investment, yes, I did include them. If you can get an employment letter from your employer, that would be very good as well, and it will give you an edge, like, well, it should, or any career opportunities. And remember, for all of those stuff that you said you have as ties or whatever, please make sure you have proof for them, okay? Make sure you have proofs. Everything when you tell immigration, please ensure you have proofs and attach the proofs, if possible, where relevant, in the appendix of this letter of explanation, okay? Yes, you will need an appendix section, definitely. So the third paragraph now is going to be your proof of funds. You're gonna include proof of funds in your third paragraph. This part now can make or break your application. Okay, please be very careful. Save your money. Get on board whichever family member or friends you can get on board. And some persons take loans too. If you can get loans, you can take the loan, but ensure that you have the loan signed, the loan agreement and stuff signed and stuff, and you can put it in your appendix of this letter as well. Make sure you do proper planning and savings. Yes, no joke. Because this is where, especially if you're gonna be coming with your child and spouse and all of that, and you're gonna write it in your statement of purpose letter or your letter of explanation, make sure you can prove all of that. Okay, for you, you're gonna have to show 1 year tuition fee, or you're gonna be able to pay your rent, pay for food and all of those stuff, just in case you don't get a job. So if you're gonna include a family member, each family member, yes guys, so for each family member, here I just pop it up on the screen here. This is the amount you will need for each family member. For me, I really saved. I invested in this, and I had assistance from my mom and stuff to show stuff. So like I had assistance, I had enough money to show, whether it was me alone, me and my baby, or yes. But please ensure, and this is why sometimes you say just do the letter for yourself alone and then let your family join you later, because you'll have to show less money at this point. Your fourth paragraph, your travel history. Please, 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 if you have any travel history, especially if you're not applying from your home country, please include your travel history there, and your immigration status, your current immigration status in that specific country that you're in, so that you can show that yes, immigration, this is me, I have good track record, I have compliance to show that I have always went on my visits and went back home, I didn't overstay or whatever, I stayed in good status and all of those stuff. Please include them there. So for your travel history section, let me just add something to it. So after, if you're in another country, write in your letter of explanation and requesting to come to school here in Canada, or if you are here in Canada, like I applied from within Canada, you're gonna say what your immigration status is and in that country. And also a key point that you need to include in your letter, whether you're applying from Canada, Jamaica, wherever your home country is, please include your intentions of going back home. Okay, you have to always ensure that you state your obligations as well in your study plan. Like up in the first paragraph, you let immigration know, okay, I know what are my obligations as a student, and I will also adhere to all of those obligations. And in the end, you're going to also state that you know that your studies while studying here, it's gonna be temporary. Let me see if I can pull up mine and see how I ended mine. So you see, okay, so for me, this is what I had. I understand that my stay in Canada will be temporary. I am a law-abiding person and would always follow the rules. My son and I are willing and able to return to Jamaica after completing my studies and upon the end of my authorized stay. I will also be diligent in my studies so I can achieve my goals. I plan to go back to work, wherever you used to work, or another hospital or whatever, to impart additional knowledge gained from the program and improve advance whatever. So yeah, and then you'll include also your long-term goal there, if possible, if you didn't include it before. Always put your intentions of going back home. Put it that you know you're gonna be here temporarily, and you will adhere to not staying beyond your stay that you're authorized to stay, and you'll be going back home. Okay, if you're not permitted to stay permanently, but just let them know. Can give them even evidence. You have your job going back home too, you have a business you're going to start, or a business to continue running, or somewhere to impart that knowledge or whatever back home. So you're gonna be going back home, and you and your family, or you by yourself or whatever. But yes, and you will need your appendix, as I said. That's the 5th section of your letter of explanation, or that's another key area of your letter that you need to include. Your letter of your appendix. This is where you're gonna attach all the documents that you say you have as proof, to say your bank statements, your house title, your business title, all of those stuff, your loan agreement. So there you have it. Those are some key points. Let me just reiterate those key points that you need to have in your statement, in your letter of explanation. So you need to have your first paragraph, which is your study plan. Then your second paragraph is your paragraph where you're going to include your family ties, or whatever ties you have back home in your country. Then you're gonna have your third paragraph, or the third main point, your proof of funds. Whatever proof of funds, your bank statements, your your bank statements. Yes, your investments are still also your proof of funds, and all of those other stuff. Fourth paragraph now is your travel history, where you will state what your travel history has been, if you've visited any other countries too. Oh yes, because Canada isn't the only country that I visited, so I included that in my travel history and showed proof where I went on my vacation, went back home, and all of those stuff, yes. And if you can show the stamps in your passport, that's another thing you can add in your appendix of your letter. The appendix now is the key area, and of course in the travel history, your intentions of going back home. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Your intentions of going back home, knowing your obligations, and knowing that you will have to return home at the end of your studies, or at the end of whatever authorized stay you get. Okay? Then now, the final section is the appendix. Your appendix now is where you're gonna put all your documentations to prove whatever points you have made in your letter. Okay? So your bank statements, your spouse job letter, your spouse pay slip, your spouse letter of what they call it again? The letter that they show that they're gonna assist you financially. Oh my god, what's the name of that letter? Oh my god, I just had the name in my head. Anyways, the support letter, your support letter from your spouse or your parents or any other family member that's gonna be sponsoring you or whatever. You're gonna include those letters that are signed in the appendix. You're also going to be including, let me see if I'm missing out anything, your degree. Oh yes, so if you have your degree, you will state that, oh, I have a degree already, or whatever certifications you have. You attach those in your appendix. Your insurance proofs, and I said the proof of your assets or whatever you have as well. Your travel dates that will tie in with your travel history that you stated up there. The copy of the passport pages, as I said. Proof of your child and the spouse, and if you have your spouse, you're gonna have to fill out that spousal form. Would that be your husband, wife, common law partner? Yeah, you're gonna have that form and attach it as well. Accommodation, person, whoever, if someone is gonna be sponsoring you or someone is gonna be putting you up, like you're gonna be living with a family or friend here, they're gonna have to show a bank statement, show a letter that they're gonna support you that way as well, and all of those stuff. And your job letter from your workplace, if you're lucky to get one. I implore everybody to try and get one. Okay? Yes. And just make it all make sense. Just make everything add up. Just be as concise as possible, but at the same time, you're giving immigration the key things they need to know about you. Okay? Don't give them nothing irrelevant, because immigration ain't got no time to. And oh, don't you rush. Don't rush. Take your time. Proofread. Give a family member or a friend or somebody that you trust, whoever you trust that much and stuff. Let them read it and give you a second opinion. Like people who mean you good though. Yeah. Let them proofread it as well, and you proofread it. Be patient. Take your time. Start it. Do what you have to do. gather your documents, gather your money and all them something there. Cut down from buying the ear, cut down from buying the makeup, cut down from doing your lashes and all them stuff there. And now say you have this to prove to immigration that yeah, I have my money and I can take care of myself, and this tie in and everything add up and match up, and I'm ready to apply for my study permit. And I know y'all are gonna give me, because guess what? Zanis gave me some facts. I joke, I'm not gonna tell immigration that, but yeah, Zanis just done gave you guys some facts and give you guys some tips on how to write your successful letter of explanation, and y'all are going to be successful. Okay, if you keep these in mind, I know, I trust, and I hope that y'all are all going to be successful. What did my English teacher, if my English teacher ever hear that, just know. Anyways, I wish you guys all the best on your application, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more.